Psalm 88, I believe, is the saddest of all the Psalms. It is the saddest hymn that has ever been written, perhaps. And yet, I want you to notice that whoever wrote this, the sons of Korah, must have been a team effort, I guess. The psalm begins with one phrase of hope. One phrase of light. The first half of verse 1. O Lord, Yahweh, God of my salvation. And then it just goes downhill from there. But it's important to know that even when we feel like what is being described in Psalm 88, God is still with us. Even when we feel completely shut out, completely abandoned, when that's where we are in our hearts, we have a season we go through where our hearts are just shattered. God is still the God of our salvation. So I want you to listen to this. I'm going to read through it and comment. God never leaves or forsakes us, even when we feel like this in Psalm 88. O Lord God of my salvation, I have cried out day and night before you. Let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear to my cry. For my soul is full of troubles, and my life draws near to the grave. Have you ever had a season in life, or maybe you're in it right now, that you cry out to God and you tell him, my soul is full of troubles and my life draws near to the grave. We're so overwhelmed, so troubled, so sad, we feel like we're gonna die. My life draws near to the grave. Verse 4, I am counted with those who go down to the pit. I am like a man who has no strength, adrift among the dead, like the slain who lie in the grave, whom you remember no more, and who are cut off from your hand. Now remember, the writer identifies God as the God of his salvation, and yet he's telling God, you've laid me in the lowest pit. You don't remember me anymore. I lie down like one who is slain in the grave, adrift among the dead, who's cut off from your hand. Verse 6, you have laid me in the lowest pit, in darkness, in the depths. Your wrath lies heavy upon me, and you have afflicted me with all your waves. When we go through suffering, we go through huge trials, things that really test us and really hurt our hearts and make it hard to pray and hard to stay focused and hard to believe that things can get better in our life, and to lose hope, to lose strength. We assume it's the wrath of God. Your wrath lies heavy upon me. This is punishment for something, and you have afflicted me with all your waves. Selah. Meaning pause, meditate. You have afflicted me with all your waves. Your wrath lies heavy on me. So he feels like God's turned on him. God, you've turned against me. You've cut me off. I'm dead. I drift among the dead. And verse 8, not only does he think that God has turned on him, his people, his friends, his acquaintances have also turned on him. He says, you have put my acquaintances far from me. You have made me an abomination to them. Have you wondered that too? You ever felt like God doesn't love me? I don't think anybody else does either. You ever think that? You're not alone if you have thought that way. If you thought that God doesn't love me anymore, God has turned his back on me, all my acquaintances, I'm an abomination to them too. They don't love me either. I am shut up and I cannot get out. My eye wastes away because of affliction.